Welcome back to the G14 with Pox. Today on the show, you may recognize this kid. He's 6-1 when it comes to fighting inside the cage as mixed martial arts fighter. He's the Art of War 175 amateur champ, Stellar Fights BMF champ. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Pittsgrove, the hard-hitting jiu-jitsu practitioner, Cade Berardelli. What's up, kid?
What's going on, brother? I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to tell you something right now. That little introduction, I don't fucking do that for nobody, all right?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it's been a minute, but I guess the last time I saw you was when we were together hunting. But let's start from the beginning. What was like your childhood growing up? You're from Pittsgrove. Like what was that like growing up in your early years?
Growing up in Pittsburgh, man, I loved it. You know, looking back, I loved it, dude. It was a lot of time spent outside, dude. I remember my grandpa gave me a Red Ryder BB gun, and I just
Yeah.
a lot of time. I'm in like a pretty good area, but I'm surrounded by a lot of woods. Dude, a lot of time outside shooting birds, shooting random animals. I'm not a fucking serial killer, but yeah, geez, you got off on a bad start there. But yeah, nah. Other than that, dude, just I don't got any brothers, but just playing out on the street. I got one of my best friends. He lives across the street from me. We always be outside with his brothers, all the boys in the neighborhood playing football, getting in fist fights, getting into shit. Just being outside, fucking all day long until the sun goes down, coming home. You know, like a lot of just being outside hunting, fishing, loving
Yeah.
fucking nature. Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Who got you into the outdoors?
Honestly, my dad told me how to fish. He brought me around fishing, and he was never a hunter, but he brought me around fishing. One of my close buddies I used to wrestle with. His dad was a real good fisherman, Troy Walton. He was actually he did a year or two on the NJ bass fisherman team. Like he was real good, bro. Always had a
Nice.
good bass boat. So I fell in love with bass fishing back then, and then hunting. Just growing up, I always had buddies that hunted, and I never did it. I would like make bows in the backyard and shoot targets or try to shoot them. Never really killed nothing, but with my pellet guns, I would like kill birds. And then I remember like I was like a sophomore in high school, and my dad's buddy was a big hunter, and I just started getting real close to him. I was like, I want to learn how to hunt, so he took me out. From there, I think I killed my first doe when I was 15, and
Nice.
after that, I was like, I gotta get my fucking license, and then I got my
Yeah.
license, and then yeah, the first deer kill was a crazy story, but yeah, and then after that, yeah, I got my license, and I fucking got hooked to it, and then like flash forward a few years, met Kenny, and then ever since then we've been hunting, and then that's how I met you too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how'd you end up meeting Kenny and getting involved with D, and how did that all go about?
So funny story, me and D knew each other from way back because I
Yeah,
wrestled
D
with.
D said he knew your father from way back.
Yeah, from they go way fucking back. And then
Yeah.
just from being in the town, my dad was the principal at the high school in the next town over. So I always knew like I have so many connections and know so many people just through him, which is a great thing for what I do now. But so I
Yeah.
was always around. But nah, me and D's son used to wrestle together. D's son was like 3 years younger than me, or two
Okay.
years younger than me. We wrestled together. So anyway, I started training probably when I was like I I got out of high school and I started training mixed martial arts, jujitsu, and I got into striking. And Kenny was training at some other gym, and I think I was like a few months into training, and Kenny came to my one gym in Philly to spar, and we sparred, kind of like knew who each other were. Like and then I would start seeing him around fucking like jujitsu tournaments or MMA fights, whatever. I'm fighting. Then I want to say it was about like a year and a half, maybe probably a year and a half uh he joined a year and a half ago. He joined our team full time, and once he started joining our team full time, we just started training a lot together, like jujitsu. And then I don't even know how the fuck it happened, but I think he came to. I couldn't tell you how we got close, but he came to my weigh-in with me for my fifth fight. And then, dude, ever since then, we've just been boys. And that was in like the summertime of last year. Then we started shooting bows together. We started talking hunting together. I wasn't like, I was somebody who would like hunt a few times with my crossbow. Then I would go fucking drive deer. And then I met him and I started hunting big time. And then got my compound bow. And then through him, I met. Well, I didn't meet, but I reconnected with D. Then I met you guys. That's when I really started hunting with Kenny. Was last Buck Week when we came up to
Yeah.
up north to meet y'all.
Yeah, that was a blessing. And shout out to Kenny. At some point we're gonna have Kenny on for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, can't say, dude. Kenny's the guy. Like he's
Kenny's
such a, he's a loyal friend. He's
great dude.
a great hunting buddy.
Yeah.
He's just a
Great
great
dude. He's an all
person
around
in
fucking.
general.
He's one of the best dudes I fucking know, and I know a lot of guys, and I know a lot of good people, but Kenny's fucking up there with the best of them, dude.
Yeah,
We met. He. It was my first season. Yo, for Christmas, he would come over my house, and I guess he calls like me. We're family, bro. We're family, and
yeah,
we're not blood,
yeah.
but we're family. And dude, for Christmas, he got me fucking. I never like exchanged Christmas gifts or nothing with nobody. He got me a buck knife. Them good buck knives. He got me so much shit for, bro. He's the man,
I
bro.
know. I see you guys walking around last season with the same knife on the hip. I see. Yeah, I already know. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
hell
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, Kenny's my man, bro. He's a good
yeah.
dude.
Shout out to Kenny.
Yeah,
All right. So now that let's go back because you mentioned your father. So let's get into your father a little bit. He was alumni of Villanova football, an
yeah.
outstanding football player at London Monarchs. He goes on Philadelphia Eagles, the Vikings. Like you said, he's also your
He was a
well,
principal.
the principal at the high school.
Yeah, yeah.
Like what's that like? You're growing up, going through high school. He's the principal, not at your high school, or was it at your
No,
high school?
it was at my high school.
All
Yeah,
right, so it's at your high
yeah,
school. Like, what's that ninth through 12th grade look like? Because I know
yeah.
I would have torn the place down. Like,
Yeah, so going back, like I growing up, I was like, dude, my dad's the fucking man. I wanted to be just like him, and I hope I could be half the guy he is, you know. But
yeah, yep,
yeah, I love playing football because of him. He was a good football player. He's in the Villanova Hall of Fame. He did a little stint with the Eagles, the Packers, the Vikings, a few different teams. He just
okay,
he still fucking made it. You know, he wasn't a super
dude,
successful career, but
100% facts. So you can't
yeah.
take nothing away from
Nah,
him.
you can't. Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, he played overseas, dude. He lived like I respect what he did, and I fucking it's very honorable what he did. It's cool to make that peak of any sport, anything. Period. To make that peak
yeah,
of it, he made the
that's a
peak of it. You know.
professional athlete all day. You can't,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
any way you cut it, that's a
yeah,
professional athlete.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
So
go
high
ahead, go
school.
ahead.
Yeah, so high school. Dude, I was at a weird time in like my freshman sophomore year. You know, my parents were going through a divorce. Whatever. I live with my dad, so you know, like I stayed low. I tried to stay low. I was kind of a douchebag. I was fucking into dumb shit, like getting drinking, doing like smoking weed, doing shit like that. The
Mm-hmm.
normal shit. But it's funny. The first week of freshman year of high school, I played football and we had a football camp the week before we started freshman year, or the week before we started school. And my freshman year, I was like one of three freshmen in football camp, and it was all the juniors, the seniors, whatever, and they would fuck with you. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember they were just fucking with us, like fucking us up, and we were just taking it. And then some older junior kid was like talking shit and said something about my sister. So I was like, yo, I think I smacked him. And then later on they fucking brought us all. This kid I looked up to, he was like my big brother. He was a senior. They brought us all in this room and they made us fight. We were having fight, and it was my turn to fight. Like everyone was fighting, so I ended up fucking this kid up.
This was like Fight Club.
Yeah, literally. So I ended up
Word,
fucking this
word.
kid up. I think I was the main event. I ended up fucking this. So I've been fighting forever, you know what I mean? But I ended up
Yeah,
fucking this kid up really bad, and I ended up grabbing him by like the top of his neck and his shorts, and I threw him into this like them big white air conditioners
yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah.
he popped his shoulder and I had to go to the hospital. So the first week of my freshman year, I was in school suspension. My dad gave me in school suspension. So everyone knew like the next week I went to school and all my teachers were like, "Oh, it's finally nice to meet you," because everyone knew I was fucking in school
Oh,
suspension. Yeah,
that's wild.
yeah. So it was
That's actually wild to think about. Like,
yeah, it's funny. Yeah,
that's crazy.
and
All
my dad
right, so
was like, he was
you
like, "Yo,
were.
bro."
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
He was like, "Yo, bro, you what the fuck's like?" He wasn't even mad at me for doing it. He's like, "But you know, if you fucking fight one more time in your high school career, you're getting kicked out." And I was like, Damn.
Oh, is that the rule? Was that the rules when you went through?
Dude, they don't fuck around at Delsey, dude. You fight, you usually get 14 days of in-school suspension, but I only got 7 because it happened before school started.
Holy
I, I,
shit.
I was supposed to get nothing. I was supposed to get nothing, but my dad gave me the most punishment I could have gotten. You know what I mean? He was like, I
Yeah.
gotta set an example, you know? But anyway, flash forward fucking 2 more years later, my junior, senior year, my balls dropped. I became more of a man. I was still a dickhead, but me and my dad, dude, it was the best thing ever. I would spend my study halls fucking in his room talking shit with him, you know. And my uncle worked at the school too. Well, not my uncle, but my cousin. So, dude, it was a good. Franklinville was a good town, bro. I fucking loved it. I loved it. My junior, senior year, my freshman, sophomore year, I was just a dumbass, immature kid, but it ended up being a blessing, you know.
Yeah. No, I hear you. All right. So you were an athlete in high school, scholarship to Ryder for track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm correct. Okay. But you decide to become an MMA fighter. What made you make that decision?
Dude, I still get asked that question, and you know, dude, what it came down to is I just, you know, growing up, like, you know, like in class, they're like, oh, you're gonna go to high school, you're gonna go to college, you're gonna be a lawyer, a police officer, join the union, fucking go to the military, be an engineer, whatever the fuck, be a teacher, whatever.
Yeah.
And now that shit was
Yeah.
just like, it was never cool to me. Like I wanted to be like a special forces operator, like a Navy when I was younger, and then I grew up and it was just like I only did track. I threw discus, and I was pretty damn good at it. So
Okay.
I only did it because my football coach was also the discus coach, and he was like, "You're gonna fucking throw disc. I'm gonna coach you, and you're gonna be great." And I ended up being pretty damn good, good enough to get a D1 full ride. So when that time came, and it was like, "All right, well, I committed. I'm gonna go there for my next 4 years." It was just a weird place for me because I would go from football, which is up here, to wrestling, which is up here, and then to track, which is down here. So it was almost just
Okay.
like a break for me. And I needed to scratch that itch because I'm kind of a shot the fuck out. So I needed to scratch that itch, you
Yeah.
know? And after I graduated, I had intentions of going to college, but then I started training martial. I started training jujitsu, and I fell in love with it, dude. Immediately, I went in there and I met these people, and I was like, yeah, these are my fucking people. Like I was like, yeah, these are the people that I can relate to. I never had felt this feeling before, so I went all in, and I was scared to fucking tell my dad, but I knew he wanted me to go. I remember I didn't set up none of my classes or nothing, and I called my coach like 2 weeks before. I was like, I would be doing you a dishonor if I came out because my heart's not in it anymore. Like I can't fucking come, so I didn't go.
Yeah.
My dad was pissed off because he was hyped for me to be D1 and full ride, whatever. And then yeah, I just said fuck it. My mindset was I'm gonna just put everything I have into fighting and being the best martial artist and just getting the most out of my career that I can right now because the best time to start, especially in this sport, is right now. And
Mm-hmm.
let's just say 5 years down the line, it fucking goes to shit. Or tomorrow I can get in a car accident and never can fight again. Fuck
Yeah.
it. I'll go to work. That work is always gonna be there. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that was
What
my
was
mind.
that? What was your family's like first reaction? Like you come in the house, you're like, Dad, I'm not going to be a scholar. I'm going to get punched in the face for the rest of my life. Like, what the fuck, dude? Your dad's like an alpha male type guy.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
the fuck did he say to you?
Dude, so he was heated. He actually made me go to community college, or he was like, you're gonna fucking start paying all your bills. You're gonna go to community
Oh
college,
shit.
and
Yep. Yep.
so I ended up dropping out of community college after like a week too, because I was like, fuck this. But anyway, now my dad. At first they were like my dad was like just angry. I feel like just I don't know necessarily what he was. Cause
Well, he really wanted the best for you.
yeah,
Listen, if my son, my son's 4, but like, if he came to me and he had an absolute opportunity
yeah,
to, go ahead in life on a full ride for anything, and he showed up and he was like, yo, I'm just going to get punched in my face and I'm going to, I'd be like, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, you
yeah,
better,
yeah,
you bumped your fucking head. But
yeah,
the thing
yeah,
is, and what I will say is this, there are very special people that know when they make that decision, they know. And
yeah,
you know what? As parents, we feel that we have, we always have our children's best interests, right? And your father obviously clearly has your best interests, but You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
yeah,
hey, listen, you're on this journey as a pro MMA fighter, and hey, we don't know. We know you're good. We do know you're good. You're
yeah.
great. So maybe your dad might have not have seen that side of you.
Now he's my
Maybe, maybe
biggest
not.
fucking fan. Now he's my biggest fan.
That's what
My
I'm
biggest fan,
saying.
bro. Yeah, my biggest supporter. And the thing is like, I think he almost had to. I got two things to say. I think he almost had to rewire his brain to think back to him, because I'm sure there's people that are like, dude, you what the fuck are you doing chasing this football dream? You're playing overseas. You're never gonna make it.
Yes,
And in his mind, he was like, fuck that. Like, you know what I mean? Like he had to
absolutely.
think back to that. But then also, for me, it was just like I had this. I had pathway, this pathway of a full ride. You know, go there, get my business degree, start working, fucking work, retire, raise a good family, retire, and then just my life. It was like the easy fucking road. The if you're looking up a mountain, and just like the easy road, and then there's just that thing inside of you that's like it would have been comfortable. I would have been in a good spot. I would have been successful. I would have it was made. It was like looking up there, it was just like the easy fucking Sunday stroller route. But then I looked over to my right and I seen the beaten path with the fucking trees and the rocks in the way, and climbing and crawling under trees and going through swamps and going over fucking hills and valleys, and not knowing what's the next step. And I was just like, that's just what I've always been, bro. I've never wanted to take the easy route. I wanted to fucking grind. And I feel like for me to have not gone this path, I would have fucking woken up one day when I'm like 40 years old or 35 years old or fucking 30 years old, whatever it may be, and then
Yep.
look back and been like, damn, what if? I just never want, my thing is I never want to look back on my life and say what if, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
don't want to be miserable.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how many fucking people are miserable in today's life?
Especially in the corporate world, you know how many
Oh my God.
it's
There's
dude,
crazy amounts of people, and you're still, dude. You can go and you could do 10 years as an MMA fighter and just go from there. Like you're still
yeah,
young. But
exactly.
trust me, people who didn't follow their dreams when they were early on in their lives, fucking miserable,
And
dude.
my thing is, and I was just, I make TikToks from now and then. I just like went on this little rant on TikTok.
Yeah.
I was like, if you have something in your mind and your heart that you want to do, and that you can't, you feel so passionate about something that you can't even fucking explain it to somebody else, then you gotta go chase it. And you'd be damned if you wake up one day and you realize you didn't chase it because of what somebody else said.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never fucking do that, bro. Like, yeah, I'll listen to somebody else, but at the end of the day, I steer my own ship. You got your own ship. Worry about your own fucking seas. You know what I mean? I'm gonna worry about mine. My fucking sails are up, and I'm going in my direction. You worry about yourself. You know,
Yeah.
respectfully.
Absolutely. What drives you to wake up every morning and not just be like a fighter? Because like anybody can wake up and they train and you
Yeah,
know bullshit. But what like makes you wake up and want to be a fighter, but actually want to live that type of life? Because that type of life is like it's not easy, dude.
no,
It's
it's
not
not.
going. It's not getting up and doing a 9 to 5.
No, fuck
That's
no.
not the life. And even if you have a job, you still on top of the 9 to 5 got to go to the gym. Work. You have to do everything. Like what drives you to do that?
I just think a greater purpose. I feel like I'm on a path from above, whether whoever you think it may be, whoever the universe, God, Allah, whoever the fuck you think it is. I think I
Mm-hmm.
would sit on a greater path, not to be better than anybody else, not to be worse than anybody else, but for my own journey and my own destiny. And I think that through this, if I really reach the heights that I see myself going to, that I could not only change my life, but my father's life. And I could give my father, my mother, my kids, my wife, my sisters, the life that not only I want to see them fucking live, the life that they deserve. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yo, so when kids are out your age, or like, so really you got into the sport at what, 15, 16?
So I wrestled growing up, and so I had that background in wrestling. I was a pussy. Like I was good, and then I became a just like life experience. My parents got divorced. I was a victim. Woe was me. Why me? Just being a pussy, But and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just being a shithead into the wrong things. But um, fuck. What just my bad. I went on a tangent.
Basically, what I was saying was like when kids are your age, like your age, and you got into the sport at this age. The rest of the question was, these kids are running around, partying and drinking their lives away and doing all this shit, and here you are at a young age in the gym. Um, it can't be like, I'm sure you'd probably want to be out there with your friends on a Friday, Saturday night, and here you are, you're in the gym.
Yeah.
And my question to you is like, what is like health and wellness mean to you? Like at
Yeah.
this age, you're still young. Like, what's that mean to you?
So go back to what you just said. It's sacrifice, bro. Because don't get me wrong. Like I want to be out there chasing tail.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
don't get me wrong. I still have them times in my life when I'll have I fight and then I have a month, or I just got injured and I had the summer off. I had a lot of fun, bro. I went out, I drank, I had some time. But
Yep.
at the end of the day, I used to be all about that. I used to want to go out and party. I used to love that shit. And then honestly, it was just like for me, it's I would go and then when I first started training, I would go out and I would see all my friends that I had from high school or whatever from the town. Then I would go for 6 months and train, and then I would come back and go out, and they're just still doing the same shit. Not nothing
Yeah.
against it. They're having fun and they're still doing the same shit. And then I'll go out again and then come back. They're just still doing the same shit. So my mindset is like, uh, no matter what I do, I'm gonna always have a time to come back and see these people. They're on a different journey, but nothing against it. No hate towards them at all. No, nothing but love towards them. They're on a different journey. They're always gonna be there, so I can come back and see them whenever. But like for health and wellness to me, when I really started investing in the sport and being like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I had times where like I figured out what my meal. Like first off, I was like, I'm gonna just do a carnivore diet. Then I was fucked up because I didn't have no carbs, and I started eating carbs. And like I had to go back and rewire what I was taught about food, health, getting good sleep, drinking, what that does to you the next day, and training. You know what I mean? Like you have to go back and do a lot of research. But luckily, my sister. I got twin sisters. They're 4 years older than me. My one sister, she lives with me now. She's a dietitian. So I ask her a lot of questions about my health, nutrition, and stuff like that. Like what supplements I should be taking, what protocols I should be taking. Because if I'm not doing this stuff, like if I'm not worried about my health, I'm not worried about what I'm eating. I don't care about what I'm drinking, when I'm eating, what supplements I'm taking. There's going to be somebody else that out there that's doing the right things. If I'm doing the wrong things, and then one day we might meet in the cage, and that might be the deciding factor. I might be just as good as them, but they've been on their P's and Q's with their nutrition, their supplements, their training, their sleep, everything, and then I might not be, and then he might fuck me up because of that. You know what I mean? So I want
Yeah.
to eliminate any edge or any factor that any other guy can get on me. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
want to
Dude,
eliminate
that's
that. I
fire
want
too. Like, shout out, what's your sister's name?
Nadia Berardelli. Nadia, well, obviously,
Nadia Berardelli.
yeah,
Shout out to her. You got a one up on a lot of people, dude.
yeah, fuck yeah,
With
bro,
diet.
yeah,
With staying with the fighting realm, I just want to kind of transition into fight camp, right? Because a lot of people who are fans of the sport, they love the sport, but they just don't know like the behind the scenes, right?
yeah,
So if we can crunch down and give a quick deep dive into Cade Berardelli fight camp from day one, and I know it's like some camps can go 2 months, some camps can go 3 months.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
can crunch that down from day one to the last day, like
Okay,
what does that look like?
okay. So yeah, people will never see the fucking. They only see the win. They only see you at your top. They don't see the work that goes into it, obviously. But dude, sometimes. So pretty much, I'm always training. So if I'm like, I've been out on an injury, but I'm still training. I'm still running. I'm still hitting legs. I'm still doing what I can. So I'm always training. So ideally, I would like to have a 6 to 10 week camp. So
Yeah.
6 to 10 week camp. So let's say I know I have a fight in 2 months. Let's say it's 8 weeks. In 2 months from now, I know I have a fight. So first off, what am I fighting at? What weight is my fight at? In comparison, what what weight my fight's at. I got to see what I'm at now. So if I'm heavy right now, all right, let me keep going. I don't got to really worry about my weight too much. I'm going to cut out. I'm not going to be drinking. I'm not going to really be doing eating a fucking cheeseburger, eating fast food, none of that. I don't really do that anyway, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to make sure I'm not. I'm going to stay off the fucking sweets, no candy, try to stick away from the added sugar. But other than that, if I got 8 weeks, I'm really going to dial in. I'm gonna try not to work as much as I can. Start getting sponsors so I can support myself financially through the camp and sustain myself, sustain my life through this 8 weeks without working. So automatically I'm going to increase my cardio. So I'm going to go into this camp with a mindset that like, all right, I'm going to be fighting. I'm going to look at my opponent, see what he does, start working according to that, figure out a game plan, work according to that, and then just start training hard. Whenever I get a fight, you always have that extra fire lit under you. You're training more with a purpose. But on top of that, I'm really dialed in on my sleeping. I'm dialed in on my reading, my journaling. Waking up in the morning, being ready, getting to sparring earlier, getting to training earlier, getting my mind right. After training, getting home, making sure my nutrition's on point, running, doing sprints. I do like to add in a lot of sprints, bike workouts, a lot of cardio shit. So, the worst thing about being in a fight, and if you're fucking in a fight and you're dead tired, there's nothing worse than that. I'd rather have
Oh
less
yeah.
skill, less strength, than somebody then have less cardio than them. Because if somebody's bigger, stronger, faster than me, but they get tired, they might as well be fucking this big. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's a big thing.
Facts.
So definitely cardio, and then obviously as we get like to 4 weeks out, 5 weeks out, that's when I really start dialing in on my nutrition. Start cutting them not cutting them calories too much, but start planning my calories accordingly to my training. Have my carbs before training, and then not having like extra carbs to fuel my workouts, and then start doing a little bit more at sauna, like training hard, then hitting the sauna 3 nights a week. Maybe going on little runs with some layers on, just to start sweating, and getting more calories down, getting that weight down a little bit, and then the
Mm-hmm.
fight week. Fight week is honestly, um, fight week the is the first fight. The first fight is making weight, because if I don't make weight, I probably won't be fighting. You know what I mean? So as it's my job as a fighter, that's the biggest thing, is to make the fucking weight. Because you see guys get to the UFC for the UFC debut, they miss the fucking weight, and then they're cut from the UFC. Then your opportunity, you were here, you were fucking about to be at the peak, and then you
Yep.
fall right back down, all the way down.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Facts.
making weight. You gotta really dial in. Fucking, it sucks. Cutting weight, whether it's 10 or 30 pounds, it's gonna suck. But you have to fucking get that done. And the fight week is literally about getting on weight. I usually water load, then I'll cut my sodium, I cut my carbs at a point, and then once you get on weight, then you fucking feast up, get your carbs back in, you get your weight back on, and then you fight, man. That's
What's the
my
what when you're going? Let's say like the last like 5 weeks of fight camp. What's the diet look like day to day?
So depending on like where my weight's at, the diet. So I'm typically in the
Yeah,
morning.
like,
I have
hey, listen, don't fuck this up because your sister is gonna be pissed if you fuck this up.
Yeah, so I honestly just like whole foods. So like in the morning, let's say I'll have like fucking 2 eggs, 3 eggs, some sourdough, a slice or two of sourdough, some fruit. Go train, come back. I'll have like some ground beef, some steak, maybe hopefully some deer. When it's hunt season, I got meat, some deer meat,
Yep.
meat. So ground meat, protein, some carb, and a little bit of veggies. And then so like veggies for volume, because veggies are low calorie and low, but they're high. Like you can eat a lot of them for low calories, and it'll fill you up. So
Yep.
a lot of protein, lean protein, a lot of carbs, good carb sources: rice, sweet potatoes, regular potatoes, sourdough bread. A lot of fruits just to hydrate you, get your nutrients. A lot of veggies. Yeah, that's mainly it. Mainly it. Just like eggs, steak, ground beef, potatoes. I love watermelon. I love fruit, vegetables. Yeah, honestly, just like super clean, and drinking a
Yep.
fucking lot of water. Drinking but
Shit ton of water. Yeah.
not just straight water, electrolytes. Getting a lot of salt and sodium in me, because I sweat so much at training. In a
Mm-hmm.
hard in fight camp, I can probably burn up to like 2,500 calories a day. I'd say like two 2,500 calories a day, so I have to replenish all that salt that I'm sweating out, you know?
So I was watching your podcast and you've answered this question, I'm sure, 1,000 times. But for my
What's
viewers,
one more time? What's one more time?
there's never like, trust me. This question every MMA fighter wants to know. Like, I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck who you are. If you've never fought before, this question is huge for MMA fighters. And the question is what were you feeling and what was the mindset that very first time that you walked to the cage? And I want to bring it back just a little bit, and I want to, let's bring it back to when you and your team arrived to the venue. We're at the Hard Rock, we're at Sands,
Okay.
we're wherever.
Yeah.
But we show up to the venue, take us from there.
All right, so I was fighting at Rivers Casino. I got this fight on like 3 weeks' notice. So it was just like I was already training, I was ready. I knew I was gonna fight soon. 3 weeks' notice, I was ready. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's go fight. Finally got it. Debut coming up. Excited, fucking feeling all these emotions. Can't sleep at night. Blah blah blah. This, that, the other. Anything you imagine that I'd feel. Anything you imagine yourself that you'd feel knowing you're about to go in a cage fight where you can get fucking knocked the fuck out in front of 1,000 people. You're gonna feel, you know what I mean? So anyway, we get there. I spend the day with I think I slept at my coach's house the night before. My coach Jonathan Webb, shout out Jonathan Webb. He's like a big brother slash
Did you
father
sleep?
figure.
Did
The
Did you
man.
sleep there because you were nervous? Like what?
I
What was
just
the purpose of that? You didn't want to like get up late, show up late. Like what was it?
Nah, it's just like he's really
You
taking
were
me
going
in.
to war, so you wanted to be with the team.
Yeah, him and his wife really took me in. Like they fucking Alex Webb, Jonathan Webb, you guys are the best. You guys know what how I feel about you. But they really just they've always been there for me. And
Okay.
stayed there,
Yep.
woke up that morning, shook out, and then it's time to go fight. We go there, we get there. Uh, it's just like fuck, I'm gonna fight, man. And then you're in the back, you're in the back, and you start getting your hands wrapped. You're listening to music, whatever. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel. I'm getting to a fight. I don't. It's my first fucking time. I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm back there and I'm getting my hands
Now,
wrapped.
now let me ask you a question, and
What's up?
and just to interrupt real quick. What are you feeling now that like this is a prolonged fight where in the streets, if it jumped off, you're just throwing hands? Like, what's that difference?
The
Before we get
difference
on
is
to the
the difference is that I'm not training. It's not just a fight. I'm not just fighting some regular Joe Schmo in the street. I'm fighting someone who's also trained and training to fight me. You know what I mean? So I'm not just fighting some fucking average Joe. I'm fighting someone who is training martial arts. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
they're gonna
yeah.
have. I know I had more skill than them. I mean, then I knew I had more skill. I knew I was supposed to win this fight, but also it was kind of just like, damn, this guy's trained to fucking kill me too. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
I have my dream, but this guy also has his dream. So we're not just
absolutely.
fighting. We're fighting for more than I'm fighting for everything I said to give my people the life I want to give them. You know what I mean? So I'm fighting for more. We're both fighting for something. Everyone's fighting for something. So it's like, fuck, I hope I wanted more. You know what I mean? But
So there you are. You're sitting there. You're getting your hands wrapped.
yeah,
Go
I
from there.
remember I'm getting my hands out, and I was just like, oh fuck, like I'm really about to fight. It was just like fuck, and then like you're sitting there. I think I was the second fight, and it's like, all right, this guy fights, and they're like, Cade, you come back, you ready? And I'm just like, fuck yeah, I guess I'm ready. And then you're out there, and you hear your music start playing. You're like, fuck, I guess I gotta walk out now. You start walking out, and then you see the bright lights. I see some people that came out to watch me. I see some of my teammates just like fist bumping them, whatever. And then you get in there, and then it's just like surreal. They're announcing your name, and then you're looking across the cage at the dude you're fighting, and then the bell rings, and you're like, "Hold, time to fucking fight!" Like it's, dude, it's like a trip almost. It's almost like a trip. That's
Yeah,
it's
that it's
that,
got to be a wild event.
yeah.
Like
It's
the
like
first, not maybe 6, 7 times down the road, but that first one's got to be wild.
yeah, wild, fucking wild. I remember I fought, and then I won. I won, and then I remember I was like, they interviewed me, and I was like, I started like I remember I was like, yo, like, thanks. I was like, Dad, thank you, like, whatever. And I start getting emotional. I'm like, all right, I gotta get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here. And then I was just like so excited. I ran back to the corner and I found this like closet room. I went in there and I literally started crying. I
Yeah.
was just sitting there like so excited, like just tears of joy. I don't know what it was. It was kind of just like,
Yeah.
yo, like I fucking set out to do this shit and I just did it. Like I really just I just did it. Oh my God. It was almost like a relief off my shoulders because in my situation, everyone knew what I gave up to do this. So I couldn't just fucking give up this scholarship and change the course of change the whole trajectory of my life at that my age and then go out there and suck. You know what I mean? So I had
Yeah.
extra pressure, I feel like, but dude,
That is a wild
yeah,
point
pressure's
of that.
privilege.
Yeah, that's a wild point of um like you just went through a fight, but at the end, I feel like that's like real true emotion
Yeah,
because maybe somewhere deep down inside you, because of all the success that your father's had, and you wanted to prove to him that you could do this, and here you are, you just captured a win,
yeah,
you're in the back, you
yeah,
are feeling like super emotion,
yeah.
and
You
you go
start
find a spot
yeah,
where you can just be with you.
yeah,
And dude, let me tell you something. I'm a 40-year-old man. I still do shit like that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
When I accomplish something, I find a spot, it's behind closed doors where nobody can see, and I let it out. And but that's just being a man, dude. And,
yeah, yeah.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. You're going to have a ton of moments like that.
Hell
And
yeah.
a lot of that is just wanting to prove to yourself
Yeah.
and your father. You want to prove to your, and I
Yeah.
can see you in that moment where
Just
you're
like I
just
fucking
like,
like it's like I did it. I did it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
dude, that really is such a moment. And hey, Cade, I'll be 100% honest with you, dude. I respect you for that, to tell that story, because that's hard. But that is something that you should tell everybody, because
Yeah,
that is a
hell yeah.
strong moment in your life. You know what
Hell
I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and bro, you witnessed one of them. You see me kill my first racker, bro.
Yeah.
Before any of you guys got there, I stabbed the deer. I ran some
Yeah.
all around on the buck, and I'm laying there next to him. I think I might have had tears in my eyes. I was like, oh my God, I did it. I was like, I really fucking did it. Like, yeah.
Yeah. That was another emotional. And I'll be honest with you. Let's tell that story at the end.
All right,
Let's
sounds good.
tell, yeah, because that's going to be
Yeah.
a fire
Yeah.
story to
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
at the end. Um, when I think about your first win in your first MMA fight, my question to you is, what did you take away from that fight? Because here you are stepping out of your comfort zone, and you're fighting in front of your family and friends, and you get the W. Like, what do you take from that fight?
Dude, what I took from it is just like, dude, I'm right where I was meant to be. You know what I mean? I'm on the right path, and I'm right where I was. This is what I'm supposed to do. That's just what it was. It was just like a reassurance from. It was a reassurance, like it was like the God, the universe, like pat on the shoulder. Good job. Keep going now. You know what I mean? It was just like, all right, that's great. I did this. I fucking went out there and did it. I performed. I listened to my coaches. Obviously, there's shit to work on. You have to learn from from a win or a loss.
Yeah, yeah,
But it was just like, yo, good shit. And it was like, all right, I did it, but this ain't. I'm not in the fucking UFC yet. I'm not a UFC champion yet. I'm not a pro athlete yet. Like let me keep going. You know what I mean?
keep grinding.
That was that first. If I'm on this list, there's a think about Mount Everest. I mean, think about Mount Everest for if I could compare that fight for me and climbing Mount Everest. That was me. All right, I got there. Now it's time to start climbing. You know what I mean? Like I finally got there. I won my first fight. I went out there and fought. I got there. You know, that's the first step.
Yeah, that's wild. What I'm kind of curious to know what you and your father have an I'm guessing an intimate moment, uh just you two after the fight. What does your father say to you?
Fuck. I think knowing him, like I think we just went out. I think I went out there and I just started dapping. I think it was just like a good dap up and like we hugged and he was just like probably just like I think he was just like yo I'm proud like I'm so proud of you like yeah and that dude that was it like oh man You're bringing me back. I'm getting
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm smiling because I was just thinking about that first time, and then
I ask a lot of father questions
yeah,
because, I grew up without a father. My
yeah,
dad left when I was 4. I lived
wow,
with him for 3 years, and then that was it. So, you know,
yeah. But it
but
was, but
I,
it was,
I, I like to ask those questions because I like to see the excitement, if a father is in a child's life, and and especially in a moment like this, that has to be huge
yeah.
for you.
And another thing is like on that same thing, bro. A lot of my closest friends and people in this sport, like my teammates, some of my teammates are like a lot. They were teammates, but not, bro. Some of my best friends, my training partners, like a lot of the guys in this sport had like fucked up lives, and not
Yeah.
saying I am a fucked up, not saying I had a perfect life, but I had a way better off than a lot of the people that I know in this sport, and a lot of them guys, they didn't have good father roles or good father figures, but for me to just even have that is like even it's like a blessing. It makes me appreciate it so much more to know how much of a piece of shit a lot of these people that I know their fathers are, girls I know their fathers are, how much
Yeah.
a piece of shit a guy could be to their own kid. Knowing that I have my dad, just like it means so much. I can't really even explain to you how much it means to me, bro. I'm
Yeah.
so blessed and so fucking grateful, man.
That's awesome, dude. That's
Yeah.
fire. That's I love hearing that. So you're 6-1. I know you're very passionate about winning,
Hmm.
and I only know that because me and you hunt together, and you are very passionate about hunting, as am
Yeah.
I.
Yeah.
And but my question to you is, how do you deal with defeat? How do you deal with a loss?
Yeah, so when I lost, bro, that was my third fight. I was 2-0. I was coming off a 10-second knockout. I knocked this dude out.
Damn.
And I was on top of the I was like, dude, I'm him. I'm gonna knock out fucking everyone. I was like, there's like no one stopping me. And then my next fight, I just got fucking wrestle fucked. And
Yeah.
dude, I was heartbroken. I was in the back. I was like, so in the fight, in the second round, the first round we go out there, we fight. We had like a lot of beef too, so they were building up the fight. It was like a big fucking thing, and we both sold a lot. We probably both sold the most tickets in there, whatever. And then we go out there. I think I hit him with a nice like combination, and then he shoots on me. And I'm like, I sprawl out. He's a really good wrestler, PA state champ. I sprawled out. I'm like, yo, this ain't shit. The motherfucker picks me up over my head, and I'm like, oh fuck,
He gave you
whatever.
the okey doke.
Yeah, and then he fucking I would and then he would take me down. I would stand back up. He would take me down. Actually, flash forward now, we train together. He joined our team. We train together. He's a good dude. I wanted to fucking hate him, but he's too much like me for me to
Oh,
hate.
that's great. That's
And yeah,
awesome,
yeah,
though.
yeah. And we're two of the best amateur middleweights or amateurs in the fucking area on the East Coast. So it's like, dude, it's great to be training with him. He's a good dude. It was his second fight, my third fight, whatever. But anyway, I remember I didn't after the second round. In the second round, I hit him with a nice combination, and then he faked the shot and threw an overhand and cracked me right back here
Yeah, that's the worst
and
spot to get
dropped
hit.
and dropped me and dropped me. So then I blacked out. I don't remember anything until I was in the back. I remember being in the back and I was just like fucking with my head down. Like I remember I came back too and I'm with my coach and I'm just like fuck. I was just like I'm sorry, man. Like and he's like, dude, you're fucking fine, bro. You're an amateur fighter. Like everyone loses, whatever. The normal shit. I'm just
Yeah.
so fucking upset. I couldn't even face myself to go out there and talk to my dad. I literally couldn't go out there and look at my dad. I couldn't go out
Damn.
there. I think I sold like 90 tickets. Like I couldn't go out there and I couldn't see any single one, not one fucking I couldn't see Joe down the street that came out to watch me fight. I couldn't even fucking muster up the courage to look him in the eye and be like, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah. You just feel that guilt. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's just that guilt. My coach was like, "Come on, dude, let's just get out of there." I think I literally stayed the night at his house, and I stayed at his house for like almost the whole day the next day because I couldn't go. I was like, I don't want to go home, bro. I was like, I'm a fucking loser. Everyone's texting me. I couldn't even answer anybody. I was just like heartbroken. And then I remember that next day, I was like, everyone's like, you're gonna learn so much from this, blah 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 blah. Think about what you would say if your boy was fighting and he fucking got fucked up, and then what would you say to him? Whatever, whatever. And I remember I'm in Wawa, and I'm walking in this fucking Wawa, and I'm like, it just was a realization. It was the next day. Like I'm somebody who like I'll fucking grieve hard for something for a day, and then I'll get over it. You know what I mean? So I'm in
Yeah.
Wawa, and I'm just like. I'm really into like stoicism, philosophy, stuff like that, and like all these guys are like grieve on something for a day, like, and I'm like so mopey. I'm in Wawa, and I'm like cashing out, like getting like a whatever Gatorade, whatever the fuck I'm getting. I'm just like, dude, nobody in here knows I'm a loser. Like, like no one in, yeah, like no, I didn't. I walked in Wawa and nobody in there was like, oh, this kid got fucked up
Yeah.
last night. Like, what a loser. I'm like,
Cade's a fucking loser.
yeah, yeah, no, bro, nobody, like nobody gives a shit at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
no one
Yeah.
cares, and I was just like, I was remember it was just like, man, like, fuck it, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I still believe I'm meant to do this shit, and from there, just went back to the training board, went back to the drawing board, went back to training. Life goes on, but even with a victory, like I feel you're the man. I feel on top of the world that night. Then the next day goes, I still feel good. Then a week goes by, I'm like, just back to real life. You know what I mean, bro? Like the most
Yeah.
humbling thing I've had is after my last fight. So after that loss, I went on a 4-fight winning streak, and I was able to collect 2 belts in there. Well, I'm sure we'll get into that. But
Yep.
even
Yep.
after my last fight, bro, I fought a 5-round fight in Delaware. I won. And then it was great. Had some fun that night. Had a few drinks. Had some good food. The next day celebrated, and then that Monday, I fought on a Saturday night, had fun on Sunday, ate some good food, and then on Monday I was back to work. So like it was just like it's humbling. It's like you're on top of the world on Saturday night, and then on a Sunday, on a Monday I'm fucking 7 a.m. back to work. You know what I mean? Boots and jeans on. So it's like, yeah, you
Facts.
know what I mean? Yeah. So
So when it comes to MMA in New Jersey, right? There's um there's a lot of monsters
yeah,
training inside these gyms,
yeah,
right? I know that because I did a little dibble dabbling training myself back in the
oh yeah,
day.
oh
I
yeah.
do not claim to be no fighter at all. I'm
Put that on the
40 and
record.
fat, and I'd
Let
get
the
my
record
fucking
show.
ass kicked.
Let the
Huh?
record show you don't claim to be a fighter. All right, the record show.
Yeah, I don't claim to be a fighter, but today I can't. Listen, I don't fight. I carry knives and guns, so don't
Yeah,
fuck
bro.
with me.
I say the same shit. People are like, oh, like you think you're tough, you're a fighter. Bitch, I don't even gotta fight you. I got my concealed carry. I'll fucking shoot you.
Yeah,
You
leave
know,
me
so,
alone,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Leave me the fuck
yeah,
alone.
yeah,
But in my time training, right, I started training back in Massachusetts.
yeah.
I had a really close friend of mine, Joe Cushman, professional fighter, CFFC fucking champ. Like his
Hell yeah,
kids held
hell,
belts. This is
hell
back
yeah,
in our day.
hell yeah.
Um, he was training with Joe Lozon. Long story short, there's something about professional fighters that I've seen. Now, mind you, I've only been to a couple gyms, but the gyms that I've been in have professional fighters,
Yeah,
and they all have the same thing. I've noticed throughout, my early 20s and, probably early 30s, I realized what these guys have, and it's this pit bull mentality. It's like these guys, if it came down to it, would take your fucking life. Like,
yeah.
and you're not beating them.
Nah,
I've
you got
seen
no
guys
chance.
like Edson Barboza, Frankie Edgar, Joe
Yeah,
Lozon, Nick Catone, Ricky Bendejas.
Dante
These
Rivera. Yeah.
guys, yeah, these guys are like, I mean, these guys are true professionals.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is like, how do you get that mentality? So my question to you is, since you got into the sport from day one to now, has your mentality changed as a fighter?
1,000%. Like I said, bro, I was into the wrong shit. I was a douchebag. I had an ego, and the biggest thing about coming in the train, like I want to get into this. There's a statistic. There was a statistic that men overestimate their ability to fight by like a few thousand%. Or like whatever
Yeah.
it may be, they think they can. Oh, I'm gonna see red and fucking fuck you up, bro. You don't know what I've been through. Fuck yeah, right, but pal, shut the fuck up. But I went to the gym, and you go to the gym. I wrestled. I wrestled. I'll be good. Jujitsu. These guys are pussies. Whatever. And then I
Yeah.
just got fucked up a lot. And then the thing is like you're gonna go into a gym and get fucked up a lot. So yeah, I go into a
Facts.
gym and I get fucked up a lot. And then I got fucked up a lot. And it's just about keep showing up. Like most people go in there, they get fucked up and it hurts their ego so much. They're like, ah, fuck, those guys are fags. I'll just shoot them. Like, no,
Yeah.
no, no, that's not what it is. It's like if you really are meant to do this, and for you saying that these guys got this pitbull mentality, it's from going in, it's from being a younger, wherever they may be, starting out being a young kid, getting fucked up so much, and then keep going, and then eventually you're getting fucked up. Then maybe you're not getting fucked up in a round. You're still losing. You're still getting wiped. You're not getting fucked up. Then maybe you win a position, but you still get fucked up. Then you win another position. Then maybe you submit somebody. Then maybe you land a
Yeah.
combination on somebody. Then just climbing, being able to keep showing up day after day. Like when I first started, I was delivering pizzas. And I'd fucking show up to work every week with black eyes, and they'd be like, they would look at me like, "Gee, do you ever fucking win?" And then like, like, just showing up and taking them whoopings and earning your stripes, and then eventually you get to a position where like, don't get me wrong, bro. I'll have days where I'll go in the gym and I'll do pretty good. Like I'll beat somebody up. Like I'll do all right, but I would say, especially in the room that I'm in, anybody can look this up. Mark has MMA. Look at the fucking UFC guys that we have. Look at the just look at there's guys that you don't know about that are fucking great, that are going to be great, and they're going to be
Yeah.
UFC in the UFC. But
Philly's been strong from
yeah,
day one.
yeah,
So shout out to Philly.
I'd say about like 90. Nah, now I'd say before I got injured, I would say about like 70 to 65 to 70% of the time, I'm losing around, like in training. I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
It might be close, but I'm probably gonna lose. You know what I mean? But I'm getting to that point where I've been doing better, and I know when I get back I'll be doing better, but still it's like where it started off at 90% of the time I'm losing. Then maybe 85, then 80. You know what I mean? So it's just about showing up, and then maybe one day I'll be one of the top dogs in my gym. I see myself being there. I hope so. I know I got some years ahead. But yeah, bro, I think it's just getting
Iron
that
sharpens
mindset.
iron. That's
Yeah,
it.
bro. Yeah. There's a Bible quote that says as as one man, blah 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 blah. I don't know. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true, man.
It
Just
really
showing up.
is.
Yeah. And pressure makes diamonds, bro. So pressure's a privilege. Going in them hard practices, being in positions that you don't like, getting fucked up, and then keep showing up. Eventually, you're gonna turn into something. You know what I mean? So I think it's
Yeah.
just
I listen, I went to high school with a kid. This kid Joe Proctor
yeah,
made it to the UFC. It's in class with him, friendly with him, and he was not, he was a great kid. He wasn't, nobody knew him as a fighter back then. And he trained with Lozon. And next thing you know, not to go through the whole story, but next thing you know, he's in the UFC. So that's a real thing, dude. Like that's his, if you put in the work, you'll get there. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like
yeah,
you
but
have to
yeah,
have that mentality to get there though.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's just being a special individual or being an uncommon man. But another thing is like, think about it. If I'm an uncommon man by having 7 MMA fights, I'm an uncommon man because that's not a common thing to have.
Yeah.
It's not a
Some
common thing
people
to have.
don't even have.
Yeah,
Some people don't have one street
yeah,
fight.
exactly. It's an uncommon thing to have one MMA fight and then to go back 7 times. That's pretty uncommon. But another thing is like, I'm not gonna make it just because I fight. You know what I mean? You have to be an uncommon man you have to be uncommon amongst the uncommon. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's a quote by Joe Rogan. He
Yep.
said that a few times, but like it's true. Like, I can show up and fight and like, but if I don't care about my sleep or I don't care about my strength and conditioning, I don't care about my cardio, I don't care about getting the miles, and I don't care about doing the right things outside of the mat, I can show up and train as hard as I want. But if I don't do the right things all outside of the mat in my regular day-to-day life, martial arts is not just being able to fight and training. It's not just your physical, it's your mental, it's your spiritual. It's them three things tied together. And if you're lacking in any one of them, anybody, it's easy to have the physical. Anybody can put the hard work in, but if you don't have the mental, if you don't have the spiritual, and if you're lacking there, it will get exposed to somebody that has that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Wow. That's wild, dude. That's great, to be honest with you. That's wild. All right, so I reached out to 10 people, actually 9 people, because I put my own question in this. I reached out to 9 people, 9 different people. Somebody, people who know MMA and people who don't give a fuck about MMA.
Yeah.
And I just said, hey, listen, I have a great interview coming up with my friend Cade, and he's an MMA fighter, and I want to know, you don't know him, but if you were in front of him, what would you ask him? Okay. So, and these are the questions.
All right.
First question came in.
Kind of like a speed round. Just kind of like
no. Just
okay.
Yeah. Just say what you want.
All right.
The first question came in, and it was, if the fight goes to the ground, what's the go-to sub? What's the go-to submission? So
somebody shoots on me.
Shoots on you. No. Listen. Fight goes to the ground. What's the go-to sub? You're on your back or on top?
Okay, so if I'm on top, if someone's shooting on me and I'm on top, I'm gonna try to wrap up their neck. I'm gonna try to go for a Darce choke. So I'm gonna snap their head down, get a front head, and then try to come through for that Darce. If not, I'm gonna go through for I'm gonna go through for the Darce, and then if not, I'm gonna go through for my Anaconda. So Anaconda or Darce or Guillotine. That's kind of like a series. However, if I take them down, I'm gonna try to get to the back. And I'm gonna try to rear naked choke them. And however, if they take me down, I'm gonna try to throw up a triangle or armbar, try to break your arm. So I would say my favorite choke though is a Darce choke.
Absolutely,
Darce choke.
All right, so you're still young. Somebody in your position is at that crossroad, right? They got the scholarship to college, maybe not. Maybe their parents are just forcing them to college, and but in their heart, they want to be an MMA fighter. What's the advice you would give them?
Be so passionate about what you do and about how, like, be so passionate in your mind that it's infactual. In fact, I don't know the fucking word, infectious, whatever it is. So like anybody can say whatever they want. Like your parents can say whatever they want, but they see how hard you work towards it, that they have no choice but to be like, you know what, I support it. You know what, like I see how hard they work. Fuck it, I'm in on them. That's a big thing for me.
Undeniable.
Yeah,
undeniable.
That's a big thing for me. Like I meet a lot of people, and then they might know whatever they want about me or hear whatever they want about me. But once they meet me and talk to me, a lot of them are like, "Wow, I support you. I'm a fan. Like I really hope you make it. So just fucking go for it, bro, with all your heart."
Yeah, that's great. All right. The next question is, what's MMA mean to you today?
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Lifestyle. Yep, it's my life.
Yep. All right. Next question is, if fighting ended tomorrow, what career path would Cade Berardelli be going down, and why?
Okay, so I think I would go first. I would get a ranch hand job out in like Montana. Go out there, do like a seasonal ranch hand job, live on a ranch,
we're not going down to work at fucking ShopRite.
Yeah, fuck no.
Halfway across the country.
Yeah. I'd find my life. I think I'd be like a spiritual thing, like working all day long on a ranch with all these animals, keeping up with everything, hard work, figure out my life, hopefully come back. And then a few of my buddies do this thing. One of my buddies, he's like a bomb technician, and they get sent across different places in the country, and then also out of the country, and you have like jobs, you get paid very well, and you're like a bomb technician. So I think I really want like the idea of doing that, and then like if I had a family, let's say if I got a girl pregnant and I really had to go to work, I'd probably just join like the carpenters union.
Yeah.
Go to work. Yeah. I like working with my hands, bro. I don't want to sit behind a desk, at least not right now. Yeah,
dude, I hear you. What if you had to? So this is the next question, but before I ask it, I want to like lead up to it. You've been around a lot of people. You've been around a lot of situations, and I know everybody in life has this one moment not a moment, but really like it's kind of behind the closed doors. Like I wish people understood what the fuck I'm talking about or who I was as a person. So this question came in and it was, what do people misunderstand about you?
What people misunderstand about me is they just think, oh, he's a fighter. It's like when you're in school and you see your teacher, you're like, oh, they're just a teacher. Like, no, motherfucker, I have a life. You know what I mean? I'm not all the time. I'm not a hothead. Just because I'm a fighter, I'm not a hothead. I'm a regular person. So, and I get this a lot. Like people will talk to me and be like, "Oh my God, you're such a goofy. You're funny. You're personable. You're a good dude." Like whereas people think of a fighter, they're just like sometimes they just think I'm a fucking blockhead. You know what I mean? But no,
Yeah,
I'm pretty smart. I'm pretty intelligent. I'm an intellectual human being. I can have a good conversation with somebody. So like
yeah,
yeah, I would just say like just a human. I'm a human being. At the end of the day,
yeah,
we're all connected because we're all human beings. We all bleed. We're all human beings. You know.
yeah. That's fine. Uh,
And one more
so
thing, yeah, one more thing.
yeah,
We're all in this life together trying to figure it out. Like we're all trying to figure out this puzzle of life, like in this game of life, you know?
facts,
Yeah.
facts. Um, this question came in, and I don't know. The question is who are your top three influential people in your life? Now, to put it at a number, I'm not really sure in your life. You could have 10, you could have one, you could have zero. So I just ask the question like, who in your life is influential and why?
Okay, so you said three, so I'll just give you three. That doesn't mean there's only
Okay.
three. People, if you people, the people that are influential in my life, dude, you're influential in my life. I learned a
Yeah.
lot from you. I think I'm gonna preface this with if you can't learn something from anyone you talk to, you're doing it wrong. You got to figure something out. You can learn some good thing from somebody. Even if they're setting a bad example, you can learn what not to do from them, you know? But I'd say my father, very influential. I would say my football slash discus coach, Sal Marquez, taught me a lot. And then I would say one of my best friends slash main training partners, Jose Soto. Shout out Jose Soto. You're the fucking man. I love you, brother. And yeah, those are my three.
Yeah, that's fire, dude. I was watching your podcast and who's your
Co-host
yeah, your co-host?
Christian Bobby. Yeah.
Bobby. Yeah, yeah,
Him,
yeah.
him too, bro. Him too. I learned a
Yeah, I
lot
was
there.
watching his fights. Yeah, that kid. Yo, shout out to him, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yeah.
to that fucking kid, dude.
Hell
Hard
yeah.
worker in the ring, for
Hell yeah.
sure. Um, if you could talk to like one athlete dead or alive, like who would it be and what would you say? Like if you had, I don't know if you look up to any athletes, but um, if you could think of one, like who would you pick and what would you say?
Like, are we talking in martial arts or
Any genre, dead or alive. Which kind of opens it up because you're kind of like, oh fuck, dude. Now you're thinking like dead people, fucking
yeah,
people who are
yeah, let
alive.
me think. I think we're going like
Like,
I'm gonna give you three. I would talk to Michael Jordan.
okay,
I would love to
yeah,
talk to Michael
definitely
Jordan.
Jordan. Yep.
Um, I would love to talk, and I'm gonna fuck his name up. I would love to talk to I would love to talk to David Goggins.
Oh
He's an
shit.
athlete. He's an
Okay.
ultra marathon runner. So Michael
Yeah,
Jordan,
absolutely.
David Goggins, and then I'd really like to talk to like I'm gonna say this because my favorite one of my favorite fighters. I'd really like to talk to Dustin Poirier.
Oh
Yeah,
shit,
he's my
dude.
favorite fighter. Yeah, I'd love to talk to him. So yeah, David
One of
Goggins,
the
Michael
greats.
Jordan. Yeah, he's the greatest fighter ever to never see UFC gold.
Oh, dude,
Undisputed UFC gold. Yeah,
that guy is
yeah,
that guy's wild.
yeah.
Um,
I DM'd him. I DM'd him. His last fight, I was like, or he posted something. I was like, yo, bro. I was just like, yo. I'm like, I want to say like I'm a huge fan. Like I hope. I know he's not gonna see it right now, but I was like, blah blah blah, whatever I said. I was like, yo, one day I know you're gonna see this message, and I know you're gonna be. I hope you're gonna be watching me. I said you're gonna be watching me on a UFC main event one day, and you're gonna be like, holy shit, this kid's fucking good, or this kid kind of reminds me of myself. And then we're gonna
Yeah.
talk. We're gonna talk then. I set that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, dude, that guy's a
Yeah.
fucking legend.
Hell yeah.
What's your greatest accomplishment in life? And when you like got to that moment, what did that moment feel like?
Dude, I think the greatest accomplishment in my life was, I think it was honestly like surrendering myself to God, bro. Honestly. And then also like with that, reconnecting my relationship with my mom. I think that like getting my family back together. I think that's like honestly I think that's my greatest accomplishment. Forget everything else I've ever done. I think that's my greatest accomplishment.
Dude, that's fire, dude. And that's some deep shit too. So,
Yeah.
you
Fuck
know,
you.
yeah, maybe we'll jump on and we'll get into that.
Fuck yeah.
That
Dude, I'm
yeah,
with
that side of I know that type of situation I have experience in that situation. So
yeah.
so here's my question to you. My question in this top 10 to you is, what's the greatest advice your father ever gave you?
All right, so my dad's gave me a lot of advice, but I'm gonna kind of relate this to my sport.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's biggest regret in when with his sports was he wanted to be he never thought he could be in the NFL, and then when it came to him that he made it there, he got caught up in the lights of being there. And his advice to me was like, yo, for me, it's me getting to the UFC. He's like, yo, when you get to the UFC, that's only when the work begins. And he's like, don't fucking forget that. So
Yeah,
I,
that's actually it's pretty good advice.
because I want to get to the UFC. Like, what if I get to the UFC and I'm like, fuck, I made it. I start partying. I lose two fights and I'm out. Then it's, then
Yeah,
it's, you know what I mean?
yeah, no,
So yeah, it's not guaranteed. So I think that's great advice. My father, really good advice he's given me. Really fucking good advice.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So here's my last question, and we'll wrap it up after this. And I think this is a great question, especially because you are early on in your fighting career, and I feel like people don't ask this question when fighters are in their like come up.
Mm-hmm.
Like the question is when it's all said and done, okay, your fighting career is over. What do you want the people? What do you want your friends? What do you want your family to remember about the fighter Cade Berardelli?
About the fighter Cade Berardelli, that I just want them to remember that I would always rather that when I go out there that it's either I come home with my shield or go out on my shield, and I never quit, never quit. That's the biggest one. Never gave up, never quit, never was a quitter. Fought to the bell, never gave up. Left my fucking soul out there always. Never. I let I. That's my answer. Whenever I went in the cage, they knew that I was going to leave my soul in there if I had to, and die in there if I had to, or take a life if I had to.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. And I think that's like a great thing. As a young man, and you're just really starting out in this sport, to be honest with you, and we're in the greatest moment and situation of the sport, and
Mm-hmm.
it's only going to get bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you know, knowing you as a person, you know, we have a friendship over being outdoorsmen, and I think that me personally, I see a drive in you. I see hunger. I see success. I see a lot of things for you, dude. And I got to be honest with you. If I had to bet on you, I'd bet the bank. I really would, because I feel, I really do feel that you have that that pit bull mentality and that professional, like that professional fighter fucking thing. Like I see that in you. I see that in Kenny. And I see that in the both of you guys. And I am just grateful and honored to just be friends with you guys. And I just want to thank you for coming on to the G14 and giving everybody just a look into your life, dude.
Yo,
I appreciate it.
Dude, it's my honor to be on here. And yeah, I'm fucking grateful. I know you too, dude. You're the man. And dude, hopefully this podcast ages well. And one, like maybe a few years from now, they'll come back and pull some clips from me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Cade Berardelli, I love you, kid. I'll see you in December.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Gun season's coming up, and you're one of my favorite hunting buddies of all time.
My man.
So, absolutely. The G14 with Pox, Cade Berardelli. Yeah. Thank you so much, bro.
My man. All right, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you.